Good morning, good evening, and season's greetings. This is Dr. Paulina Van coming to you live on Christmas Day. I want to wish you a Merry Christmas and all that is wonderful for you. I am the author of Regala Healing, an evocative approach to self care, self understanding, and inner healing. And I host this show, The Poetry of Healing. And we'd love to know where you're joining from. So if you'd put it in the chat, it would be great. Like I said, it's Christmas Day or evening, depending on where you are. And, um, I've been thinking about the messages we hear during the season. And so you may hear things like, um, may your Christmas be merry and bright and joy to the world. I remember just a couple nights ago, my family and I were watching the Mariah Carey Christmas show that she did at Radio City Music Hall, and she was singing Joy to the World, and I was just on my feet singing that, with her, even though, I don't sing like her. But anyway, um, it's a celebratory time for many, yet not for everyone. So I hope that today's show will serve to promote a greater awareness and understanding of ways to choose joy today and every day, whether you spend the holidays alone or with others. So I ask you if you can join me and embrace the goals for this session. And that includes describing joy and understanding what that's all about. Increase your awareness of how joy affects your body and your mind, and explore ways to choose joy. And then we'll end with some words to help you cultivate your own joy. Okay. So I hope you find this session will be useful and add to your toolbox of reflective practices for self-care and healing. And if you'd like to share this joy with others, please share and tag others so that they can have a better understanding of joy and experience it. So as we begin, as always, I invite you to participate in a centering exercise to help us focus. This is Christmas morning, so I'm sure there's been a lot going on this weekend, and it'll help us to focus and collect our energy for this time we have together. And it's really precious. And it also prepares us for healing and developing a deep love for ourselves and others, and specifically open our hearts to nurture joy. So this is a time for you. This is your Christmas gift to yourself. So today we're going to do something a little different. I usually do the heart focused breathing, but I want to focus on the body because the body has a very significant role, central role in you choosing joy and me choosing joy. So we're going to do a quick body scan, and it's an invitation. And I ask you to lower your gaze and preferably close your eyes because that's how you can focus better on yourself. So let's do some deep breathing, just normal deep breathing, but slow. So I'd ask you to take a breath through your nose, deep, deep breath through your nose, slowly, and then out through your nose or mouth, whatever is comfortable for you. So again, take a nice deep breath, slow, and you might want to count to 4 in, and then pause, and then exhale as much as you can. So we want to get the oxygen flowing, and we want to get that air that's been stuck in your lungs, get it out, and just get oxygen flowing on this day. Okay. So as you scan, and I'm going to guide you to scan your body. And while we're doing this, you're still deep breathing slowly. And if you find a place that has even a little discomfort, I'd like you to focus on it And imagine that your breath is going in and out of that place or that area so that you can relax it. So let's go. We're going to start at the top of your head, top of your scalp. And so just take a notice of that and see how it feels. Hopefully you don't have a headache or any discomfort up there. But if you do, just breathe into it. Now let's move down to your face. Try to relax your muscles in your face. And you can do that by breathing into it and out. Okay. Let's move down to your neck. Relax that area. Maybe even lengthen it, like stretch your neck up. Now we're going to move into the upper torso or chest. Just see what's going on there. Check in on that beautiful heart of yours. Okay, and then go to your belly. And you might observe it breathing or rising and falling as you're breathing in and out. And this meditation is going to take maybe another minute and a half. Okay, so focus on your pelvic area and then your thighs. What's going on there? Your knees. Okay, just breathe into those areas. Your lower legs, and then the top and bottom of your feet. Now we're going to go up the back, your lower legs, back of your lower legs, including the back of the knees. Just see how things are going there. Upper legs, and then your bottom and your lower back. And you know what? Maybe you can maybe put some extra breaths in the lower back, because that's where a lot of us hold tension. Okay? Give that area a little extra attention this morning. And you may be sitting, you may be lying down, but just be comfortable and continue. We're almost done. Upper torso. Okay, and look at your neck. And maybe stretch it again. Back your neck. Then we go the back of your head and then back to the top. Okay, and I'm going to take a nice deep breath in. And then you're going to enter this session. Yeah, so good work. I hope you feel that you feel free to stay in the position you are and to maintain that state of relaxation. As I move to describing joy, because we want to make sure that we're talking about the same thing. So joy is great happiness or pleasure. It's choosing to respond to external circumstances with inner contentment and satisfaction. It's an emotion of great delight or happiness. And it's caused by something exceptionally good or satisfying. Okay? It's almost like elation. And it's lasting and based on inner circumstances. So it's real. That last part is really important, that you understand. Joy is based on inner circumstances. Okay. So happiness and joy may be used interchangeably. I may even do it on myself today, but happiness and joy are used interchangeably. But happiness, there's a difference. Happiness is short-term and dependent on external circumstances. So how does joy affect our bodies? And why is that important? So that's why I started with a body scan. And for those of you who are just joining us, I am Dr. Paulina Van, and I am the host of the Poetry of Healing. And we're talking about joy today. Joy today on Christmas Day, and how you can choose it. So we're at the point now, so I want to welcome you. And if you wouldn't mind putting in the chat where you're from, where you're viewing from, that'd be great. But we're at the point now where we're talking about how joy affects the body. Okay. And so I'm not sure if you've thought about it. I know I don't think about that a lot. But I wanted to show you how joy, I have a picture for you. Let me bring it up. I'm going to add it. Okay. And I hope you can see it. So this is a graph I got from a research study, and I'll put the reference to that in the chat after the show. But our emotions, this is showing where emotions show up in the body. And right in the center is happiness. So that's also joy. But if you can just scan all these bodies, you see that happiness and joy affects the entire body. As a matter of fact, at its highest level, that yellow is the highest level of intensity. So it affects the entire body. There's no other emotion that affects the entire body except love. And love affects just about the entire body except the legs. So that's why feeling this joy is so important. So I'm going to remove that from the stream and get back to talking about this feeling of joy and why it's so important and what it does to the body. So, like I mentioned before earlier, that joy is a happy emotion. It's a great feeling. Yet, we feel it in different ways. Some may be euphoric and just feel a deep sense of contentment and happiness, and others might be like me, like when I really have joy, I get tearful. And so I think of the time when my daughter was born, and I I saw her for the first time, and I started crying, and I was just so full of joy, starting to bring the tears back now when I bring back that memory. But those are tears of joy. And so what I'd like you to know is that when you feel joy, there is a chemical reaction in our bodies. Okay, so we feel joy, and these neurotransmitters. Okay, so you also know I like science, but I need to just share this with you and try to make it as simple as I can, clear as I can. But we have neurotransmitters that are like tiny messengers that transmit the signals from our nerves, in our brain to our body cells. Okay. So it's dopamine and serotonin. Those are the happy chemicals in our body. Okay. And so I just like to focus on the brain because, I'm all about the mind and relaxation. And I'd like you to know what happens in the brain. So every emotion you feel is affected by your brain and vice versa. And so different emotions involve different structures in the brain. And so we feel joy in our bodies because the release of these messengers, dopamine and serotonin, they're called neurotransmitters, they transmit these signals between our nerves and other bodily cells. So when something you perceive as happy or joyful happens, your brain receives the signal to release these chemicals into your brain. This then causes reactions in your body. And of course, like I said earlier, it could differ. You can jump for joy or be the crying type like me. So let's talk about ways to experience joy this Christmas, this holiday season, especially if you're unhappy, okay? Or you're experiencing this season alone, okay? Or you experience this season with difficult relationships, okay? So we know that, and you've heard that in order to bring more happiness, or you may have heard, bring more happiness or joy into your life, you forgiveness is central to that, okay? And so we know that. So letting go of bitterness makes it possible for you to experience joy. The other that is very common is service to others. So if you stop focusing on or preoccupied, being preoccupied with your own problems, you do that by helping someone else, okay, or bringing joy to someone else. So let's talk about how you choose joy. Okay? Choosing joy is like choosing love. And my pastor, Bishop Keith Clark, and I talked about love as a choice back in November 2021. So you can check that show out. But joy is also a choice. And it's not something done once and done or once and forgotten. It's choosing to have it as a habit. And so many times a day, each and every day, okay, maybe moment to moment, you need to choose joy. And so it's not easy to choose feeling, choose one emotion versus another emotion. It's not easy. And sometimes it may seem impossible, especially if you're in the midst of it. And you feel like your emotions are controlling you. I know I feel that way sometimes. It's like it's on automatic and it's just kicked into gear and it's just taking us off on a ride and we don't know where we're going. And so think about what happens if you are sad and someone says to you, cheer up. Or you with someone who is angry and you say, just let it go. And that might bring even more anger on. Okay. So despite this difficulty, and it's real, you can be joyful in different times. I mean, in different times, in difficult times. And the presence of joy doesn't mean there isn't any pain or sadness that you're dealing with. Joy is not something that will come quickly or easily. But if you take every moment as grace, as a blessing, it's a choice you can make. You give thanks for every moment, and it's a choice that you can make. And so let's talk about how we get our body to feel that we're happy, even and joyful, even when we're not. And so we do things that release those good endorphins, those neurotransmitters, dopamine and serotonin, that enhance our self of joy, that enhance our self of well-being. So I'm going to give you a couple, okay? One is smiling. Smiling can trick your brain by elevating your mood. It lowers your heart rate, it reduces your stress. And the good thing is, you may think, what do I have to smile about today or tomorrow? Well, this works on your brain even if the thing that you've come up with, you can make something up that will make you smile, make you feel joyful. Okay. So remember that. And then exercising. Okay. All right. We're not talking about you have to go to the gym or do something very strenuous. Just take a walk. Okay. Take a walk. Or just get yourself to the front door or the back door of your home or apartment and just breathe in that cool, crisp air. Now, I know that many, at least in the United States, are experiencing this cold winter and snowstorm. So let's send some blessings to them right now. Okay. If you're unable to go out, maybe go to a window and breathe in. If you have a pet or you know someone who has a pet, petting that animal will stimulate these hormones. Kissing or hugging a loved one. And, you can hug yourself. You can hug yourself. Or you can do those soothing gestures that I taught you. And I'll just go over them really quickly. Putting your hand on your heart and just breathing in and out. Putting a fist and then a hand so you feel strength. Putting your right hand over your heart and your left hand on your belly and just breathing. And then lastly, just cupping, embracing your face. Okay? All those things you can do to stimulate some joy. All right. Now, I want to share the last, well, it wasn't the last, but it was a recent event that just brought joy to me. Yesterday, someone who I've been mentoring for a long time received a notice from the state that she passed her RN licensing exam. I was just thrilled over the moon because this is someone, and joyful. This is someone who was homeless before she entered nursing school and during nursing school. And that was only one of the obstacles she had. And she's a licensed nurse now. Her whole life is going to be turned around because she has the world has opened up to her. But the good part of it, the silver lining, the wonderful, joyful part of it is that she's going to be serving others. And that's what she's wanted to do, care for others. So that's an example. Okay. I also want to just say that during the holidays, there's a lot of stress. People may be tired, and arguments could come up. And so, how do you diffuse them? Okay, because this is supposed to be a time of love and laughter and good cheer, but that stress, sometimes the stress, perhaps a little too much to drink, can cause things to get tense and out of hand. So I have just 2 tips for you, maybe 3. Those of you who be with others over the holidays, you can choose not to participate in an unhealthy conversation. Okay? You can choose that. And if someone is angry with you, I would like you to think, they really do care about me. So remember that and try to respond with compassion and kindness. And I know it's difficult. I know it is. And so before we close, I wanted to read some of my poems in which I have what makes me joyful. And I'm hoping by reading some of these that it'll give you some ideas about how else to choose joy in your life. Okay. So the first one I'm going to share with you is I Walk. And it's on page 7 if you have the book. I walk after it's hard to start. I walk because I believe it's smart. I walk feeling the coolness of the breeze. I walk, and sometimes I freeze. I walk to experience nature's embrace. I walk remembering it's not a race. I walk and sometimes I talk. I walk and sometimes I get lost in my thoughts. I walk and I'm uplifted. It is because of the walk I am spirited and gifted and just really joyful. Think about when you walk and think about how that can raise your joy level. Okay? Or just getting out. The next one is on page 39, and it's so many possibilities. So many possibilities exist for me. So many possibilities appear in a spree. So many possibilities are creating an aura. So many possibilities keep me in flight like a Sephora. And so when I think about the opportunities, whether they're already here or not, when I think about them, it just brings me joy because it brings hope for what the future can hold. And so don't put a ceiling on your dreams. Don't put a ceiling on what's possible for you in your life. Okay. So the next one I'd like to read is, I'm getting there. It's called Smile, and it's on page 73. I smile today and every day. I smile. God always makes a way. I smile when I feel love. I smile for my source above. I smile, compassion flows. I smile when someone knows. I smile to reach a place. I smile to see his face. And so this is really reflective of my faith. And we all have different faiths or beliefs. But how does your faith bring you joy? Whatever that faith is. And remember, the impact of a smile gets those happy endorphins flowing. This one is about what I enjoy that brings me joy. So as I read it, maybe some of these might be an example for you. Or you might say, hey, that brings me joy too. I enjoy laughter. I enjoy happily ever after. I enjoy the warmth of the sun. I enjoy fun. I enjoy a warm evening breeze. I enjoy a little tease. I enjoy relaxation. I enjoy exhilaration. I enjoy listening. I enjoy words glistening. I enjoy a smiling face. I enjoy feelings it embraces. I enjoy the great blue sky. I enjoy sparkling eyes. I enjoy the mysteries of living. I enjoy the blessings from giving. Yeah, I have just a couple more that I want to read. And hopefully these are bringing you joy. And I'm going to take a little sip of water. Took a big sip of water. Okay. This one is Happy Today, and it's on page 175 in the book. I'm happy today I made myself sleep in. I'm happy today there's a sense of calm within. I'm happy today, smiling just because. I'm happy today and living life with gusto and applause. I'm happy today facing unexpected opportunities. I'm happy today embracing my immense ingenuity. I'm happy today, burdens are lifting. I'm happy today, no more weightlifting. I'm happy today, reflecting on my vow. I'm happy today, in the here and now. And so I'm just happy. And you can say that to yourself. You can speak that into existence. You can speak your joy and happiness into existence. And so there's just one more, and that one is entitled Joy. It's on page 119. And this is the last poem I'll read today from my book, Regala Healing. Joy is bright. Joy illuminates my light. Joy not externally created. Joy internally germinated. Germinated. Joy resides in my soul. Joy reprograms my goals. Joy makes a path to forgiveness. Joy instills in me forgiveness. So as we close, remember, joy is a choice. It's your choice. It's my choice. And there are ways that you can lift your mood and be joyful just by doing simple things to release those feel-good chemicals in your body. You may also think about recreating holiday memories even from your past, but you recreate them today with different people, different places, different activities maybe. So I found several resources helpful as I developed my insights to share with you this Christmas Day. And I'll put them in the chat after the show. So please join me, because this is a special show, but please join me every first and third Sunday at 9 a.m. Pacific time, right here on blackdoctor.org. I ask you to like and share and tag this program if it's been helpful for you. You leave comments. I do read and respond to your questions. And I'd like you to visit my site, regalahealing.com, to learn more about my healing and self-care work and resources. Before I leave, I want to thank my husband and daughter for sharing me this morning, because I really wanted to do what was in my heart, and that was to help you to choose joy this holiday season. So thank you for joining me today. And as always, I wish you love and light today and always, until we see each other again.